And live from New York. It's Market Mondays. What's up? What's up, Tube? What up?
What's poppin'? Let's get into it.
Let's start. Let's let the home team in. Gotta let the home team in.
Market Monday.
For those not in the know, recording is now in progress. What's going on?
Legendary Market Mondays.
We back.
EYO Network.
The biggest ever.
It's only right.
We just added the ever.
It's only right.
Just in case they got it confused. What up, Ernest? What's up? I see y'all piling in here. What's going on?
What's poppin', man? Shout out to everybody that was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We spent the week out there. We was out there for the week. Happy birthday to Kiana Watson.
Yeah, happy birthday. Great party.
That was a vibe.
They saw us in some suit. They saw us suited.
But yeah,
that's very rare.
I don't wear a suit in a long time, but you know.
Very rare.
Keep it custom at all time, custom 3-piece.
Just in case. You never know.
Gotta do that. Happy birthday to Kiana Watson. Shout out to Ricky Rose. The
biggest boss.
My brother Rick Ross, man. We got to, go to the promised land, chop it up with him for a couple hours. Gave us a lot of game, a lot of insight.
You know we're gonna have a good show. We ain't playing this.
Oh, you got the hat on.
Just in case you forgot who it is. It's on his hat.
That's a jersey or a jacket?
It's a jacket.
Okay, I like it.
That takes value. Damn, I got a smirk out of you.
Very rare. You had a great weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, I see the branding.
Got to take it up a little bit. It's an important day today. But go ahead, Rose. How was that conversation?
Yeah, Rick Ross, man, good dude. Super funny, informative, motivational. All of those, man. He was real down to earth, real humble. We built a rapport with him. We had interviewed him before, so he was already familiar with us. So now he gave us, a lot of game and, just really shared some information, some inspiration with us. So shout out to Rose, man.
Yeah, Ross dope.
Good dude.
The promised land.
The promised land.
Don't get it confused.
That place is amazing, man.
Graceland done. Neverland done. Promised land is the new spot.
Yes. Shout out to Revolt. Yes, if you haven't heard already, yes, we have inked a partnership with Revolt for a new show called Assets Over Liabilities. Fitting.
It's hard.
Fitting. Well, we will be interviewing entrepreneurs, athletes, entertainers, top level people, and going, behind the scenes and actually getting the nitty gritty. A lot of B-roll, very similar to EYO, but more on a high level production, B-roll, different things of that nature. So Rick Ross was one of the first people that we interviewed. So stay tuned for that. And shout out to the Gathering Spot for hosting us. We did an announcement about the show on Saturday. Shout out to the Gathering Spot. And I did a TED Talk.
Well, yeah, shout out to our brother Ash Cash for hosting it.
Shout out to Ash Cash for hosting EYO Network. Shout out to Matt. He was out there. Shout out to everybody. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did a TED Talk yesterday. And
no, don't do that. Let me do it. Hey, listen up, everybody. Gather around the TV set a little bit. Gather around your computer screen. My brother put on a performance yesterday, and I'm glad to call him my brother because if you're not close to him, the line has been drawn. The title of his soliloquy, his manifesto was called The Financial Revolution. And he delivered a public announcement address to everybody in the financial space, everybody in the world. And everybody's been put on notice. Man, you're going to choose a side.
The warning
has been sent out.
Oh, that's how you was feeling?
The financial revolution will be televised and monetized. It's our turn. We're gonna be
next time I want to go for a Tupac mode. You got to let me do my hit 'em up thing.
Oh man, we should have played that right after he got off the stage.
Yeah,
he killed it.
I can't wait to hear it.
It was listen, when that comes live on YouTube, we gotta run that up to 1 million. Easy.
Yeah, I'll let y'all know when it's on YouTube. Shout out to Ja'Cory, shout out to PJ Kev. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to him 500. Shout out to
Keys.
19 Keys. Shout out to Brother X. It was a lot of people there. TM Blair, a lot of people.
Wallow,
of course, my brother Wallow. Can't forget Wallow. So yeah, that was dope. Yeah. That was fun. I'm glad I got a chance to do that. So when it's on YouTube, check it out. Can we tell them about what's going on tomorrow?
You want to talk to him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you want to give him that. So tomorrow we got a partnership with Revolt. We got a partnership with Complex, and we are.
No, that's next week. Next week.
Oh,
don't
next
give
week?
away. Don't give that away.
Okay.
You don't give that. I'm like, you want to talk about the episode?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Here y'all go with stages, man.
We saving that for next week.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Twisted Up. Twisted Up is a dope episode that's coming out tomorrow. Shout out to Noel. Shout out to Ace. If you listen to our Mark Cuban episode, you heard Mark Cuban's talking about he invested in a company with a black entrepreneur on Shark Tank, and the company it's a hair product company where you twist your hair up. And Mark Cuban was very passionate about that on our episode. So this came full circle. We got to interview the CEO and his partner of Twisted Up. It's a really dope story. Really turned nothing into something where they literally took a tennis racket, shrunk it, patented it, and now it's a multi-million-dollar company, and you like comb your hair with it and it twists your hair. So the story is about patents and trademarks. It's about entrepreneurship, starting a business, going on Shark Tank, having mentors of like Damon John and Mark Cuban. Very, very interesting story. They were just on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, so. It's also about brotherhood. So when you'll see that the two gentlemen, just about being down, staying down, and supporting each other. That's so important. Like we can't overlook that and underestimate that. The fact that his partner decided, like, look, you don't have to pay me, man. We're just gonna make sure this thing works so that you can be successful. Like a lot of people get that confused and let ego get in the way. So the story is very inspirational. Yeah,
shout out to them. So that's the episode that comes out tomorrow, 8:00, EYL. And then this Wednesday for EYL University, we have Sabine, the purpose attorney, one of our first guests on EYL. She's going to be teaching a class about estate planning, getting your estate affairs in order, heading into the new year. It's extremely, extremely important.
Yeah, she said the title, don't leave any money behind in 2021.
Yes.
Don't leave any money on the table, y'all.
And I will be teaching my financial planning class on Saturday.
Yeah.
EYL University. So
we got book club.
What time?
I think right now it's 12, but my son has a game, so I might have to move it up a little later or a little earlier, but I'll let you know. But right now it's scheduled for 12:00 Eastern.
If you move it later, I'll be there. If it's earlier, I won't be.
All right. All right. Bet.
Still had a do-rag on.
So that is the announcements. And we are headed to Africa. We are headed to Africa next week.
Oh, by the way.
Next week, we will be headed to Africa. Man.
What day again?
Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday. We're doing a two-leg tour. The first leg, breaking news alert. It's called breaking news alert.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a
so y'all know we're going to Egypt. If y'all want to check that out, that's One Travel Club.
One Love Travel.club.
Yeah, it's in the description. But we are going to Nigeria. Nigeria is our second biggest market outside of America. So the first leg of our African tour will be in Nigeria. We are headed to Nigeria.
What day y'all going there?
What day?
Yeah.
28th.
The 28th.
I'm gonna definitely be there for that.
Oh,
there you have it. There you have it.
Oh, we need the sound effect machine.
Come on.
The master investor in the motherland with EYL.
That's gonna be good.
But not only are we going to Nigeria,
you gonna tell me what we're doing?
I'm gonna give them the heads up.
Oh, Shotty's feeling good today, y'all.
We are.
Yeah, you feeling real good.
Feeling good right here.
We're about to tell everything. Next month, December. Go ahead.
We're gonna be doing a networking event in Nigeria. We're gonna be bringing some of the sharpest minds in Nigeria, and we're gonna bring them together, and we're gonna have a networking event for the business community in Nigeria.
Yeah, we might have some special guests.
Wow.
All my United Bank of Africa people, time to show up.
We might have a special guest. You never know who we know.
Oh, we definitely are in talks of linking up with the biggest out there. You can do deductive reasoning.
The biggest Nigeria has ever seen.
Yeah. So that is what we have planned for Nigeria. And then when we go to Egypt, we're going to have a networking event in Egypt, and we're going to have a live podcast, and we're going to go to the Valley of the Kings, and we're going to go to Luxor, and we're going to go to the Nile River, and we're going to do hot air balloons.
You doing that?
Yeah, I'm doing everything. So
Troy, you going to do the hot air balloon too?
Yo, my wife is on my neck about that. But
I'm gonna be right on the ground with you, brother. Don't feel bad. Charging this crystal ball. Nope, won't be me. Ian ass scared of the air. I am.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Up the movie a few times before him. Like I can do it. That old man did it.
Hit a jetpack.
So yeah, man, it's exciting times right now. It's a lot going on, and that's just a small part of what's going on. You don't even know the big announcement.
Not yet. Yeah.
We'll wait till next week.
Hey, before we go any further, we lost a great American.
Oh yes.
A Bronx native. Colin Powell passed away today from COVID complications. So we just want to say rest in peace.
Moment of silence to the general.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So can we get into this?
Ernest, gather around real quick. All right. I want y'all to ask yourself a question. What does wealth mean to you, and how does your background affect the way you view building wealth? You can explore all these questions and more during Ally's free digital conference, The New Look of Wealth. Tune in to Ally's live stream on YouTube November 3rd to hear from industry experts and leading strategists that will be dropping gems for you. Don't miss out on creating your own financial legacy. So reserve your spot at ally.com/digital conference. That's ALLY.com/digital conference. ALLY.com digital conference, y'all. Shout out to the good folks at Ally. They will be reporting earnings this week. We're gonna get into that a little bit later.
Dope.
Shout out to them.
I love them dearly. I love y'all.
Disclaimer: we got something.
Oh wait, shout out to Erica too. She pulled up to it on us at the Revolt event.
Oh yeah. Oh, shout out to the whole Revolt team.
Yeah, the whole team.
You guys.
Tavio was there.
You guys are amazing.
Sharice was there. Shout out to Sharice. Shout out to Michelle. Shout out to Alitra. Team is incredible. All right, let's go to our disclaimer. All right, folks, y'all know how this works. Do your own research. Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with, or independently research and verify any information that you find on our show and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. Do your own research, folks. This is a message brought to you by the good brothers at Earn Your Leisure and the master investor himself, Trade Over, Ian Dunlap.
Yes, 4,300 people in here. They ready.
Y'all.
So, Ian, the floor is yours, brother.
All right, let me share screen and we can get to making some magic happen. For those of you going to be at the Revolt Summit.
We just got tell about that.
We just got some big news on that.
Yeah, we got breaking news alert about the Revolt Summit. Listen, November 11th through the 13th, Atlanta, Georgia. EYL will be at the Revolt Summit. Ian Dunlap will be at the Revolt.
I'll be talking some talk with my guy Ross Mack. So if you guys want some
more entries, that's my bro, man.
My guy.
That's my guy. Good dude right there, man.
Ian, I'm gonna text you the breaking news we got just before we came on here. Ridiculous.
It only gets bigger.
Hey.
That's funny. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah,
we got you.
All right, let's go. Make sure I'm sharing sound. All right, good. Shout out to Styles and Game. Jada, send that verse in.
We got no sound though, Ian. It's playing, but we got no sound.
No sound again?
Yeah, I guess you gotta do the same thing you did last time.
My God.
Oh, you got the change going on. I see you over there with the band.
That's funny.
I'm from the slums and I'm self-made. Know I'll be a kingpin right around the 12th grade. Or maybe in the 10th. I was running around bent, stashing money in the vent. If you wanna make a deal, let me know my percent. Good with the math, good with a hammer and a mask. If you don't know me, you better ask. See the ghost coming, better dash. Keep your foot on the gas, better mash.
Yeah, me and Styles on it. Hot coals or a burning fire. I could walk a mile on it.
Let's get right to it. You guys asked about some stocks, so I want to go over them for you. The first one is Tesla. Tesla is getting very close to breaking this all-time high. It's one of the reasons I keep telling you guys, any company that you believe in, you need to hold for 5 years minimum, ideally 10. In 2022, I'm going to start screaming at you. If you believe in it, hold it for 10 years if it is quality. You can see around this time here earlier this year, it came down to the 530s, not once, but twice on 2 different months. Please put in chat, what are historically the worst months for Tesla? Those are the months, if you are a newbie, you should be looking to acquire the most shares of this amazing company. And do I think there's a bunch of things they can do better with the cars? Yes. Is there things that they can do to improve the manufacturing process? Yes. Do they still need another great operator like Tim Cook when Steve Jobs was in the title of CEO? Yes. But for right now, they are dominating. Let's go look at Affirm, because you guys have been asking about this. It's been on a great run to the upside. For those of you that are using this yearly open, you got to wait till at least $90.90. Later tonight, I'll give you a price. But for right now, Affirm is taking off to the upside. Right now, do not chase. Another one of my favorites, Amazon. Amazing. Yes. So you can write yes. I told you guys to wait for coin to drop to a certain price. And got there. Went to the upside. You have to wait again until it pulls back until at least 230 before you look to get in. ANY is another stock you guys asked me about. No, it's a penny. No good. If you look back here, you can see a few years ago, the price was at $184. It's now at $7.94. Please do not touch. Fuel cell. No good. Maybe good for a swing trade. Excuse me. Maybe good for a swing. And if you guys want to exit at 1128, great, but I would not hold it for long term. Snap has been taken off to the upside. One of the ones that I missed. I got an interesting theory about Snapchat, but I'll save that for another time. Netflix has been running off to the upside, of course. Great company. And of course, Squid Games helped that company a hell of a lot. They are saying that Squid Games alone should make $900 million by the end of this year. And once merchandise and possibly a game comes from it, it could total $2.5 billion in total. Yes, I like Netflix a lot. BODE, do not touch. It is a dumpster fire. NNDM, do not touch. And SPCE, oh baby, don't touch. You need to wait till like 1470 before you're looking to load the boat on that again. Do not touch. And let's go through some of the big boys. Of course, 2 tech, 2 index, no stress. It's a formula I created, me and only me. Apple is a definite go. I'll give a price tonight. Microsoft, my baby, doing incredibly well. Yes. Google is one that's not talked about enough, but Google, both in GOOGL, are both absolutely amazing. Amazon, yes. Facebook, if you're already in, I would hold it, but before then, if you're not in already, I would not touch. Tesla, we've covered. Berkshire Hathaway, I think it's better off to get an index. Nvidia is at 222 as of right now. Nvidia is amazing. 2 of my favorites, Nvidia and AMD, absolutely. Let's look at JP Morgan. JP Morgan may be one of the only banking stocks that I like. Them and Ally are the only 2 that I really love in the banking space. Anything else, I would be looking at fintech. Visa is not talked about enough, but I've told you guys, if you're going to make an index of your own or ETF of your own, you should pair Visa and MasterCard together. Visa is doing incredibly well. And of course, if we look over since inception, you can see the low of Visa in 2009 was $10.45. It is currently at $232.09. Please put 10-year hold is the best way to accumulate wealth in an easy fashion. Stop looking to hold for a short period of time. Look to hold for a long period of time. If you want to be rich, if you want to be broke, hey, hold on to it for a shorter period of time. The choice is yours. United Health is incredibly strong. I like United for this space. One of the few that I actually like. Let's look at Walmart really quick. Walmart, solid. Home Depot, very good. Target in a retail space, amazing. Tremendous upside there to be gained. Let's look at Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble, solid. If you were using this yearly open to get in, you would have got in at 139.91. It's at 142, so you're up a few percentage points. Not the best of breed, but pretty damn solid. And if you compare it to, let's say, Apple, you can see the open was here at 132 and it's at 145. So that yearly open is a good place. If it's above it a lot, let's look at Nvidia in comparison. Look how much Nvidia has pulled away from where it opened at. So it opened at 131.04. This year, it's at 222. Quality stocks are going to pull away from where they opened at for the year and stay up and to the right. Let's go look at Adobe. Adobe is solid. There are a couple better players in the space. Nike is solid on the retail side, but if I have to pick between them and Target, I'm going to pick Target. So when you're looking at a category, you can't just say, well, Nike sells shoes and apparel. You have to compare them against everyone in their class potentially. Target also sells clothes and shoes and other items, and they have more retail stores. So the growth of that company is great, but Nike is a safe company, of course, if you want to get in it. And if you're already in it, I would definitely hold on to. A legacy company, Accenture, not talked about a lot. They're at $343.08. Probably going to break their all-time high by end of year. And if we go look historically at the chart since inception, the low, once again, 1130. It is at 343. 10-year holds are the best time frame that you want to hold if you definitely want wealth in your favor. Let's look at Lilly. Lilly is doing pretty good. Let's look at Pepsi. Don't love Pepsi. It's solid. Them and Coca-Cola are pretty good companies, but I would not make them A tier stock. They would be B tier stocks. AVGO, which is Broadcom, it's solid. Costco, amazing. In the retail space, if I had to pick three, I would probably pick Home Depot, Costco, and Target is my three. If I were looking for three only to get in that will cause me the least amount of stress. Merck, wouldn't touch. Had a good spike. I mean, there are other companies in that space that I think are a hell of a lot better. The only thing that troubles me is this long exaggerated period when they were down. So it went from $96 and it fell all the way down to 20. Management has done a great job. It's clawing its way back. If you've gotten in since 2010, 2012, you're great. Even if we look here in 18, the open was at $56.42. You would be up, but there are a couple of players in that space that are a hell of a lot better. And one of the ones I recommended to Stock Club was Moderna. And Moderna, if you look at it, has been outperforming that like crazy in comparison. So I wouldn't touch Merck right now. ABBV, I will leave alone. Texas Instruments, not talked about enough. It's not one of the sexiest companies that you will ever come across. They used to be more dominant in the 90s, but if you look at from where they opened, 165.37, they're at 195.18, and they are slowly moving up and to the right. You want your stocks to move up and to the right, and you want it to have growth to the upside. You don't want to have anything with heavy drawdowns and it's going down consistently. Like I've always said, you want the stocks that you're invested in to move in the direction you want your bank account to move, and that is up, 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 and to the right. And let's look at Medtronic last. No, I wouldn't touch Medtronic. And if we zoom out, it's had a great run to the upside. But if you look, tell me in chat, what does Medtronic do as a company? Going back to that mind share, if the majority of people do not know what a company does, I prefer not to touch it unless they have a unique selling proposition or an exclusive promise statement that only they can achieve. And this isn't one of them.
In 4 days since we bought it. We bought it on about 4 days ago. So that's actually made a nice little move in the short term, probably a little extended right now, but longer term, that's a good looking name. Very powerful, very strong earnings. These stocks are acting.
What do they do?
Really
I don't even
well.
know them. What do they do?
Excuse me?
What does Upstart do?
Well, I'm sorry.
What kind of company is it?
Yeah, I'm not. You're breaking up.
Oh.
So if we look at Upstart, and this is I mean, it's easy to make fun, and the truth is, in that moment, he should have just said, "Hey, I'm not familiar with what the company does, but I thought it was a good trade. That's why I'm holding on to it." That would have totally sufficed. But whenever we try and act as if we don't know what's going on, that's when our credibility can take a hit. So for those of you who are, and shout out to Ash Cash for posting this, but let it be a lesson for all of us that if we ever get caught in a situation where we don't know the answer, it is okay to just say, I don't know. And if we're looking at the futures market, this is the S&P 500 future. So let's just draw a couple of levels here real quick. And this is just a basic channel. So this is the high up here. And you can see in October, we kept bleeding down. This is why it's really key to have your levels marked off. And I told you, September and October are historically two of the worst months. So you would expect November, December, January to be great. You can see when everyone was panicking, these are some good areas to buy. So even around that 43.10 area, if you could have got in at 42.99, that would have been a great place to swing trade or then hold SPY. So if we look at SPY, we can see the same kind of levels we were down. So like a 428, that would have been a good entry to be able to get into the market. You can now see that we're at 446.93. So if you're looking at the S&P 500 futures, it will give you an indication of where the market is going to go, which will help you be able to get better entries for your long-term investment. And because of the ETF that is debuting tomorrow, unless they shoot it down at the last minute, Bitcoin top 60,000 as investors bet on the ETF. And because people want a safe way to be able to get into this market, we finally may have one way. Now, there's some flaws in it, but let's see if they shoot it down first at the last minute, and then we can talk about it more in detail next week. And I want to say this again, the futures market is what everyone thinks crypto is. The thing that keeps people away from the futures market, which is another reason why I love it, is because it takes some time to master it. But this ETF is going to be tied to the Bitcoin futures price, not the actual underlying asset as it should be, but it's a good way into the door. The thing I will tell you, if you guys go look at the future, if you're on TD Ameritrade, you can go look at /BTC. You will be able to see how it moves, how the market will be affected, and it will give you a great insight for how fast or slow the ETF will move. A lot of you are asking, hey, what do you think? Should I add it to my portfolio? I'm going to say, as I do with any other initial coin that comes out, any IPO, wait 60 days before you jump in, because you want to jump in at the best price. You don't want to jump in just because. Now, if you're going to hold it for 10 years, no matter what, the day that you get in does not matter. But if you are not disciplined, and here's the way to know if you're disciplined. Have you only stuck to 2 tech, 2 index, or if you're in stock club, have you only stuck to the ones that were given to you? If yes, you can buy it and hold it for 10 years. If not, wait for a better entry. So it says here, a 75-day review process by the SEC. And if there are no objections, everything should be fine and it should be clear for trading. Let's look to see what happens next week. I thought this was pretty fascinating. So remember a few months ago, I told you that Square and a couple other companies had begun to invest in Bitcoin to put it as a revenue driver in their company and on their top line. And some people thought it wouldn't work. I thought it was brilliant. If you are familiar with Jack and his track record, you should have known that this was going to pan out well. And for the company, they have doubled their money since investing in Bitcoin. And this is why I tell all entrepreneurs and business owners to listen up. Do a comparison of how much return your employees or staff are giving you versus if you invested in some of these companies. Now, I'm not talking about the Fortune 100, but I'm talking about those of you that may have what some will call small business. I like to call an emerging empire. And a lot of times people are like, well, I don't have the money to invest in Apple, Microsoft, AMD, Tesla, NVIDIA, VOO. This is a scholarship. VTI, QQQ, right? And I'll say, well, you have money to pay an employee or consultant and they're not guaranteeing a return for you. I think every company on earth should be adding investing to their revenue as a driver, if not, especially now with the labor force being at one of its lowest points in the last 100 years, your business could be in imminent danger and you may not even know it. So kudos to Jack for that. Jack also says Square may add Bitcoin mining. Now, there's two sides of this coin. If the investment has worked it is pretty smart to add mining. My only thought is, if there's a chip shortage and it takes a certain amount of processing power to mine Bitcoin, and let's say all these companies are becoming a race to get the last of the assets or coins available in Bitcoin, right? If it was as profitable as everyone thought it would be, then why has not AMD, Nvidia, or even Micron done the same by now? So whenever you want to understand if something is a good strategic move for your business, you have to go look at the top companies. Don't look on Instagram, and don't even look to me for advice. Follow the top 5, 10, 15 businesses worldwide to see what they're doing. But I think Jack may be innovating here. But I wonder if it's going to be as profitable as he suspects. Why wouldn't AMD, Nvidia, and TSM do the same thing? So remember when I called Bitcoin at 39,847.70? If you would have invested since then, and we gave it out on the show for free, and I put it out on my Instagram and Twitter, you would be up 6,500%. So from the low of 2020, Bitcoin now being at 61,000 has went up 1,100% plus. So a lot of times the gap that needs to be closed from being rich to wealthy or getting by to getting rich, a lot of times it's just execution. So I do my damnedest to give my all to us every single week. If I've made you money, put yes in chat. I'm going to be real. We're going into the new year, and I want you guys to start playing it as if today is December 31st and start making your goals. If you have not invested in Apple, Microsoft, VOO, VTI, VGT, Bitcoin when I call 39, Bitcoin when I call 28, Cardano and Kayla call 191, please tell me why. Please tell me why. And for those of you who did, amazing job. And since that 28,000 call out, we're looking at 200% return on that. Disclaimer, please do not copy, remix, reproduce my material without written permission to do so, or legal action will be taken. All of the content shared here is mine exclusively. I am for the culture, but this is my intellectual property. 2Tech, 2Index, I created. All the ATMs that I shared with you guys, I created. Please use them for your own benefit, but don't teach them to anyone else, or my lawyer will have to do what he does. Let's get Market Mondays to number 1 on the chart so I can finally give away these 1,000 scholarships to Stock Club. I would love that. Please share this with 5 of your friends, have them subscribe and rate it 5 stars. Join the Stock Club. So if you want the 4 best stocks for your retirement, the best places to get into called out by me, the 2 places where to get into the market, 28 bonus picks on the year, and next year I'm adding 53 more things to the table for Stock Club, and you'll be able to have a chance to get into the deals that I'm in as well. So join the Stock Club. They can put the link in the bio, or you can go to Join Red Panda, but the link will be in the bio for you. For my podcasters with Top Podcasts, if you need a sponsor for your show, I know a guy, me, that may be interested. Kudos to Schultz and Charlemagne. If you tune in to Brilliant Idiot, some of you were surprised. Email me, ian@joinredpanda.com if you need a sponsor for your show. Subscribe to my YouTube and join Red Panda so you can get all updates there as well. So this is what causes the market to fall. Uncertainty. Please put uncertainty in chat. So whenever people are unsure about global macroeconomic conditions, the macro environment of what is happening across the world, or if we're going to go to war, that uncertainty creates volatility. That volatility then creates risk. So then all of a sudden companies that were safe, like Facebook, become not as safe, and then they draw back 19-20%, right? And then the whistleblowing things and it can start a domino effect that can have a negative effect on your portfolio. Now, if you zoom out over time, look 10, 20, and especially for those of you that are looking to invest 50 years, it won't matter in the grand scheme of things. But for those of you that are worried about week-to-week moves, that risk then creates fear. And then when we get fear into the market, people sell off like crazy. Now you go from a logical base of saying, hey, this is a great company, I need to hold it. You'll then say, I need to sell this, because what if this turns into 2008 all over again. The truth is, whenever that kind of risk level event happens, you won't know until it's too late. And this is why I tell you, when a market is good, like it is now, it is then your time to begin looking to see what is the absolute worst thing that can happen to the market. And if hell breaks loose on the market, when should I get in? And then after that, people are fearful. They sell off like crazy. They get hurt. And then the people that are smart pick up those shares, and then they run the market back to the upside. And then those that sold their shares off too early are then upset, and then they end up buying at highs, and the cycle repeats itself. So the conditions that we need to have a safe market is certainty, stability, happiness, and we're not overextended. When you have that, you have a beautiful environment. But uncertainty and certainty is a cycle that we go through, like winter, spring, summer, all the time. Please be mindful of that. As far as intellectual property, NDAs have been signed. Please do not use my material, please. I love you. And college athletes, I want to sponsor you. So email me, Ian@JoinRedPanda with the subject line NIL, and I'll be happy to chat with you. So I told you guys a couple months ago that I had a theory about some of the people who may own the majority of crypto. And this past week, Vladimir Putin says that crypto can now become a legitimate payment in the next couple of years. I'll let you guys do your research, and I'll say, told you so. 4.3 million people quit their jobs in August. And I talked about it last week, but there needs to be a lot more done to create environments. We are in an era where things are changing. COVID exposed what was really important, and that's time with family, peace of mind, health, happiness. Now, for those of us that have been working at home, we've known this forever, but I think the world has finally woken up to how important this is. Employers, I'm going to go back to you. They need automation. They need more time off. I honestly think you should let people work from home more often. And I know you think it may kill morale, but it's getting to a point where you can't even pay people to take jobs. People are actively turning down $25 an hour jobs. Now, the other side of that coin is, if people don't begin taking these jobs, is going to be the main reason that they push AI even further and push automation even further and say, hey, we tried to get people to work and we're begging the government to give all these incentives and people won't even come to work. Let's go completely automate it as much as we can, and let's kill all the jobs that we need to. This is why I tell you, like, we are at a war. We are in a war right now at an inflection point that could be very dangerous. And then when this next recession hits, that could be the complete tipping point that takes a lot of people out of the job market forever. Build your business now. And that's why I always stressed last year, you needed 28 streams of revenue. Could crypto cause a 2000 level meltdown? If another meltdown happens, it won't be solely because of crypto. I know that it may be the scapegoat. People may say it got too hot, too fast, ran up too fast. And for all of you that are saying crypto is a hedge, if crypto is in tandem with the indexes and is not decentralized how everyone wished that it would be, crypto and Bitcoin in particular would get the blame for why we had a crash. But housing in combination, plus the job market being tough, plus all the debt that we have as a nation, are a couple of key factors that will lead to us potentially crashing in 24. I saw this one online and I thought it was pretty good. And if I had the choice to invest in Google, Bitcoin, and Microsoft versus Apple, Tesla, and Ethereum, which one would I pick? And I want to show you how to easily analyze it. So if you look at the last 5 years, Microsoft return is 414%. Google is 245%, but then let's go down here and let's go. So you want to compare the last 5 years and hit calculate. Now look at the return. You're looking at an annual return of 248%, but the total return is astonishing. So whenever you're comparing three stocks or three indexes or currencies or anything or any investment, you want to look at the last 5 years and then divide them by the number that you have in comparison and see which one ranks higher. The second thing you want to do is then look at how much does it draw down. Now, truth be told, over any 5-year period, whatever the drawdown is on Bitcoin is small in comparison to the return that you're going to get. So over that 5-year period, if you average those three out, you're looking at 3,339% return over a 5-year period, which is pretty damn amazing. I love Apple dearly, love Ethereum, love Tesla, but you cannot argue which gains are better when you compare these three. And I posted this last week. I want to help 50 artists and entertainers. I want to teach them how to be able to make millions for free. And I know some of you were like, hey, teach me. Don't teach them. They have millions. Truth be told, most artists and entertainers make less money than a corporate middle manager. Because once you get a person into the entertainment business, and what this is going from the 1890s through now, no matter how much an artist, athlete, or entertainer may make in less than 10 years, they're usually broke. That's not solely because of their doing. A lot of it is how the system is set up. So I want you to go tag your favorite artists, tell them to tune in to Market Mondays right now. But if any of you are watching and you need help, when I say free, I mean free. And those of you that I'm helping already, I appreciate you. But I want to help you guys learn how to invest, because I hate seeing some of our favorite artists, entertainers, a couple of years after their biggest hit, biggest movie, or biggest career move, end up being broke and or destitute. The U.S. replaces China as the world's biggest Bitcoin miners, and I think that's interesting. China hates it all of a sudden, and we've replaced them. I think one of the things that we have to teach early on is coding, mining, software development, etc., because this is really a digital race. And Khan Academy is a good resource for you parents that wants to teach your kids, but our kids have to know how to get into these spaces, because I fear in another 8 or 10 years that the job market will be cut in half again. And definitely we have not fully recovered since 2007 and 8. And this shocked me. In the midst of a chip shortage, Global Foundries found a way to lose money as a chip maker. So not only is AMD and NVIDIA having issues, TSM is having issues, but this is why it's really important when you're looking at a space, because one would think, okay, great, there's a chip shortage. If I invest in them, they'll be fine. But this is why you have to do the homework, do the research, look to see how much revenue a company is generating to make sure that it is actually a good investment. Who would have thought they would have lost money in this market? That's unbelievable. For many weeks, some of you have been asking my thoughts on IIPR. So let's check out the charts and I can tell you what and I originally talked about this a few months ago. I still like it. The open was at 184. It's at 241 right now. The growth looks incredible. The growth looks absolutely incredible. I will continue. This is one of the only ones in the marijuana space that I like. I wish I knew the brother's name who first put this on my radar last year, but I still like it. And if you can see, the open last year was at $77.87. The growth on it has been absolutely phenomenal. If you stay to the very end of the show before we close out, I promise you to give you an entry for IIPR. But right now, I do love it. And I can't lie, when I saw this chart, I was like, damn, this is hell of a return. This is from 2010 to 2018. The annual monthly returns of Bitcoin. So for those of you who are like, yo, you're a crypto hater, man, listen, I'm in my fields that my shit got stolen. And you can see why. So January, 10%, just a little bit above. February and March are pretty smooth. April and May, historically, averages out to about almost 40%. So like 35.5%. You can see we start to taper off. And August and September usually are the worst months for it. If you look over this 8-year period, then October and November is amazing. November usually gives on average, not saying it will this year, 60% gains, but we're in October now. With this ETF debuting tomorrow, unless they shut it down or deny it, if this ETF looks positive and hedge funds begin to add it, we could have a historic November in Bitcoin, and then December it begins to taper off. So December, January, February, March, solid. April and May booms. The summer months it tapers off and then goes to the upside. But these are some amazing returns if you're looking month or after month. And this is why I keep telling you guys, once you have an investment that you love, the most important thing you need to do is pour money into it. Once you've done your analysis and you love it, don't move. 10 years, ideally 20 years, even better, 30 years, even better. Continue to hold for the long term. And even the ports are being affected by AI. You have to realize that in the supply chain issue, one of the issues that is not being talked about enough is not enough people are being hired to work the ports because they are slowly testing AI, doing all the infrastructure and all the deliveries on these ports. We have to be very careful because we're living in very tricky times, and during every crisis, there's usually a couple of tricks that are pulled out of someone's sleeve to rush in a new wave. I don't ever think, especially with the wages going up and the minimum hourly pay going up, I don't think we'll ever get back to a place where we see majority of America back at work at one time. China, I told you guys before, and I know everyone said, hey, just because one developer has had issues doesn't mean that it's going to be the new Lehman. I understand. Did you guys go check out to see what's happening with the second leading developer in China and the third leading developer? If you have, please put it in chat. But China right now has at least 65 million empty homes. So this is reminding me of 2007 and 2008. And it may take another 4 years before shit really hits the fan and all of a sudden things begin to crumble, and it has an effect on the entire world economy. The part about this that sucks, this is 1/5 of all homes on that continent are empty because they developed too fast. If that doesn't remind you of Vegas in Florida in 2007 and 2008, and then you can just call me crazy, but I think something is brewing. And when you look at the Pyramid of Giza, there's a reason I'm bringing this up. The Great Pyramid of Giza was created at the exact center of Earth's landmass. So if you look, the Great Pyramid is a unique, fascinating, and incredibly complex ancient structure, but I keep telling you guys, there's a reason why I've been bringing up the pyramids. So if you look at the points in which, I'll cover that next week. I don't want to go there. I don't want to get this knocked off YouTube. And kudos to Roy and Mal for signing their deal. They did a $10 million deal with Stitcher. I got a question for y'all though. So we've been doing the show almost 2 years. And if we made you money, put yes in chat. If I made you money, put yes in chat. If their deal, if Rogan's deal was 200 million, 250, Roy and Mal's deal at Stitcher was 10, what is Market Mondays worth? Let me know. I'm asking for a particular set of reasons. Because if we, the culture, have made this show incredibly popular, let's say hypothetically, let's say if we get an offer for XYZ, it would be pretty damn dope if the culture could get involved in the monetization and sale of, wouldn't it be? Hey, the top lessons from my undefeated September and October thus far, and I want to share with you, there are some burdens that come with chasing the record. So in September, coming off of an amazing August of going undefeated as well, the thing that I want to stress to you is that most of you only need 1 to 2 trades a week. Monday and Friday are the days you should trade during prime time only. I would tell you right now, for those of you that want to chase this goal, and we've seen it in sports. So like when Brady went 16-0 with Randy Moss, you end up putting yourself in a position where you focus more on the record than you do at just executing flawlessly. I can't lie. Having this undefeated streak is putting some pressure, and I'm now beginning to overthink my trades a little bit too much. I would rather have a small loss that is a nick on my portfolio opposed to being paralyzed. And I'm not at the point that I'm paralyzed, but I know for some of you, when you get on a win streak and hit 12, 13, 14 trades in a row, you then are saying, damn, can I do it? Or if you have not cleaned up everything in your psyche, you may have some self-sabotaging genes there that may cause you to want to take trades that will not be in your favor. So focus, please write this down. Focus on profitability. Focus on following your process, and realize in order to make big money, you don't have to be undefeated in order to do so. We are going through, we've talked about it with water. We're going through a water crisis. This morning, even Kayla was talking about moving to Henderson, and she said one of her friends moved there, and they have actually began selling their house because of the water crisis there. We're having a bunch of supply chain issues. The next biggest issue that we're going to have is food deserts at scale in the United States, and we're now beginning to enter a food crisis. I try not to give any advice too often, but I will say the majority of people need to learn how to plant, garden, and grow some of their own food in case things get as bad as they could in the next 10 to 15 years. Tesla's moving to Texas. I've been telling you guys for a year, hey, if you're in California and New York, you should come to Texas. We're getting pretty damn full. But Tesla is going to move its headquarters to Texas, and I think that's pretty damn amazing. Quiz time. In 2 sentences, I want you to explain to me, what is blockchain? The best answer, I will give you a Cash App prize tonight. And last year we talked about quantitative easing as a way to offset some of the things that happened in 2020. I've also talked to you about the Benner cycle as a way to predict a recession. Also talked about the inverted yield curve as the best way to predict a recession. But the fourth best way to predict if a recession is going to come is the Federal Reserve Bank of New York's recession probability model. You can Google it, and the first thing I'll tell you is I would say go look at the maximum history. Go look at a minimum of 50 years to see how accurate this was. Now, it's not 100%, but if you use the inverted yield curve with Benner cycle with this, and if for those of you who don't know, we talked about it the beginning of this year and the end of last year. So go back and watch previous episodes of Market Mondays to be able to get all the insights and details that you need. But the Federal Reserve Bank of New York's recession probability model is something that I will keep on my radar to know when the next one is going to happen. These are the largest market caps in the world. Number 1, my baby, Apple. Number 2, Microsoft. Number 3, we got a company that is not talked about enough that is slowly climbing up the ladder. Number 4, Google. 5, Amazon. 6, Facebook. 7, Tesla. And my God, if Tesla gets a great operator, or maybe about 7 or 8 more members on their team, they will be off to the races to be in that top 5. Number 10, one that Troy's talked about a lot, TSM. Number 11, Nvidia. 12, Visa. Number 13, JP Morgan. Number 14, Alibaba. And I will argue if Alibaba was not in China and was in the United States, it would probably be in the top 6 or 7. Let's look at MS versus Blackrock versus Caterpillar. And Caterpillar is solid, very good company, historically always has been, but I like Blackrock even though it's pricey. And MS is very good. Very, very good. There's not many in that space that I love, but that is one of them. For right now, I will stay away from Caterpillar and I will focus on these 2 here. And I want to stress this. Relationships are the best investment. And I'm not just talking from a pure romantic standpoint. I'm talking about your friendships, the relationship with your siblings, your friends. And my goal for this show, of course, last year was to give you the best advice that you needed during a recession so you wouldn't lose everything. But you guys have seen that I've talked about a couple of other areas. And the thing that I am noticing, because of the recession that hit, people are still recovering and have PTSD from being alone for such a long period of time. And this is why I think these meet and greets and meetups are important. But I'm going to stress to you, spend time with those that you love every single day. Like, I think as a culture, we need to get back to having a weekly dinner, weekly hangout, checking in on each other. Because I was having this conversation because people were like, hey, how are you going to keep your phone off 12 hours?
You lost the sound of the audio.
Damn. Sabotage.
Ian.
You there, bro? Or did we lose him? We might have lost. No, he's still there.
You still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
Ian, we need to pull an audible. All right. Well, while we wait for him to get back on, shout out to Ian. Wonderful presentation.
Outstanding.
As always.
Outstanding.
That was, Ian be going in, man. This guy just don't
stop. There's opening night tomorrow for them. So let me just start by dropping 50 before the season starts. So shout out to him.
Ian be going in, man. He got a
It ain't me.
It's all good. We can save that.
Yeah, we get it to him next time.
Yeah. We only got like 5 more minutes. If you want to do it, we can wait.
You got,
we only got 5.
It's the audio's, it's good now because the audio went out.
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
You got it.
Nah, it's not good. No sound, bro.
Nah, it's not good. It's not good. It ain't all good.
No sound.
Yeah.
No sound.
Next week.
As soon as you start talking about pyramids and Russia, these things happen.
But that was a ton of information over probably 40 minutes of information. So,
I'm trying to give you all the real deal, man, but they keep cutting me off. So
that was powerful.
So good.
That was powerful.
It's so good. It's actually right at the 9 o'clock hour. So it's actually like around the time where we usually wrap up anyway for the presentation. So, but yeah, great presentation. Shout out to Ian for putting that together. He puts a lot of work into those presentations.
Don't
47 hours this week.
Don't underestimate that. That takes a lot of work, a lot of research, and he's always in the lab. That's a fact.
Yeah, I know y'all want the suit back, but I can't do a fire presentation and soundtrack and content and be good and be kind.
Hey, I heard that game verse. Okay.
Jada, sing your verse in. Drake, what we doing? I'm telling you, Master Manifestor, put that time in, man. Everything y'all want. What happened? Shotty ready to get off the phone right now and call Puff. I see it.
Shout out to Diddy, man.
Come on.
Yeah. We doing earnings?
No. I just want to talk about this.
Yeah, let's just talk about this Bitcoin ETF just real quick.
Yeah,
I know that's going to be Ian touched on it, but let's just talk about it in a conversational format. So the Bitcoin ETF set to debut tomorrow, right? Yep. On the New York Stock Exchange. Yep. Now, this is extremely important to keep in mind. It is not a pure Bitcoin ETF where it's measured like Bitcoin. It's measured by Bitcoin futures.
It's tied to the most important market there is.
Yeah, so the futures market, so the Bitcoin futures. So a lot of people, Bitcoin enthusiasts aren't really that happy about it because they feel like it's not, a pure, ETF that is directly tied with Bitcoin. It's tied to the future of Bitcoin. But nevertheless, it's still a big development.
It's the first step
in the crypto space, a big development in the stock market space. Different people have different opinions about it. So what's you guys' opinions, thoughts about it?
Yeah, I think it's a first step in a long-term vision of having an ETF that actually has ties to the asset itself or assets in that class. And that's kind of things we discussed. What will it do to the future price of it? And so like Ian said in his presentation, I think he laid it out pretty perfectly. We've seen November as a month where we've seen Bitcoin rise before. In fact, we spoke about 2015 when you initially invested in Bitcoin. It was in November.
$6,000.
Yeah, I think it might have been 6,500. 500 was, you can't short that 500.
No, I'm saying how much.
Oh, that's Bitcoin, how much it cost. Yeah.
Bitcoin was $6,000 at the time when I invested. Now it's 61,000.
How you think I feel in 2013?
Yeah,
700-800.
So so ProShares is a fund that is opening tomorrow, but we already spoke about a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, that Fidelity has applied A couple of other funds are going to be applying, but Invesco, which is a huge fund, has pulled out their application. And so the more funds that get involved, obviously, I mean, it could increase the price anywhere to, I don't know what we said, 75. I can see 75 to 80,000. But we'll see what happens. It's an interesting space. That's just how cryptocurrency is. So we'll see.
Ian, what's your thoughts?
You guys like Speed, episode 70, go check it out. I told you what the move was. The futures market tells you what the price of something is going to be. And the future is the most important market. So because they couldn't get who they wanted to bring it forward and get quote unquote true exposure, this is a good first step. But you guys have to pick. Like, do you want a decentralized currency that says F you to the government in American currency and all that you guys be talking online? Or do you want an ETF? Like, you have to pick. So if you want it to be decentralized in a way to hide money and open transactions, you can't have both ways. And also, if you guys like the speed and growth of the market, if you've ever traded futures, all my snipers, please put sniper in chat. If the Bitcoin future will have the volume that I think it will over the next month, when you guys get into the ETF, you're going to love the speed of it. That's why I always tell you to compare drawdown versus what the growth is. And that will tell you when you should be able to get in. It's a good first step, but I think the gains here will be pretty damn amazing. I would not invest in it the first 20, 30 days unless you have experience. But after that, you guys will be safe. You guys will be safe.
There you have it. That is the Bitcoin ETF. So let's talk about something that was trending today. I posted it on Instagram and it miraculously went viral shortly after that. That 10%, the top 10% of the wealthiest people in America own 89% of stocks. I'll repeat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the top 10% of the wealthiest people in America,
Mm-hmm.
89% of the stocks.
Whales.
That's something that you should. It's not even really whales because, I mean, we're in the top 10%. What you think about it? So it's not like it's not.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Troy, you're smart.
I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Nah, I mean, it's not really that hard. It's not like a magical top. Yeah. Top 10% is not really that.
More than 100.
It's not that crazy.
Yeah.
But the long story short is this. It's disturbing for a few different reasons. And one of the reasons why we created Market Mondays was to educate people and continuously educate people to get into the stock market, because it's like, all right, if the top 10% have 90% of the stocks, that's telling you, right?
Yeah.
It's not a scam. It's not a pyramid scam. It's not a scheme. It's not gambling. They know what they're doing. They're doing it to make money.
Yeah.
So this is something that, should motivate people to level out the playing field a little bit, because unfortunately it's only getting worse. That 89% number is an all-time high, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's going to grow to probably 97 within 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we are making strides, but
not fast enough. I'll say what he wants to say. Stop bullshitting. This is why I tell you guys, stop arguing. Man, stop the red pill, high value man thing with Kevin Samuels. Stop all the rap debates. Stop who's better, Kyrie versus Michael Beasley in the 98. Bro, none of that matters. None of that matters. We are the only people and only culture that they pit us against each other. And the thing that was most interesting about the Facebook debacle is that when they're using this commentary and using these algorithms to make us fight, it is to monetize us on their platforms, and then we go broke arguing with each other.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen 80 people be like, yo, Tom Brady. It is to keep us distracted from the goal that matters most, which is freedom. If you want to be free, please put free in chat. But who had the best verse between Dirk and 21? Shout out Dirk. It does not matter in the grand scheme of things. Dirk got his family paid. It is your job to get your family paid. I'm back. That's why I say no one before us did this kind of show for free. The only people that was at scale that was talking about investing, Bono and Josh Brown, Jim Cramer, Dave Ramsey. Please put in chat who gave y'all better entries, better companies, and less losses than me.
But Dave Ramsey he not really, he not spitting that. Like, he ain't really on.
But you still got to give him credit for being at 25 years.
He played a major part.
He has a role to play, but he not really.
As is Susie Orman.
Yeah, they not really providing information like that. Though. They give the information on like pay off your credit card debts and things like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's
yeah.
It's a little different.
A little different. The sauce a little different.
The seasoning's a little spicy.
Yeah. I would say it reminded me of the question that we get asked pretty frequently when we go out to these networking events and we walk the streets is, I have a large amount of money. What should I do?
Invest it in the market. That's
so
it.
We get that question all the time. And so when I saw that article, it was like, bing, 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 bing. What are the wealthiest people in the world doing? That's what you should do. Right? It's not like, wait, should I do real estate? What are the wealthiest people doing?
Every business person on earth is in a business of buying the best businesses on earth. We're the only ones who debate it. It's on Square versus Visa, both of them. Bitcoin, Apple, both of them. If your company is not growing at a faster rate than Apple, Bitcoin, Microsoft, Apple, VOO, VT, Vanguard owns everything. Everything. They are the cartel. Everything. All my business owners, you're not going to stay in business 15 years with no headaches. Invest your money. If you're a business owner, please put yes in chat. When's the last time you've had an employee help you grow 1,000 or 2,000% in 1 year? I can give you 8 companies that grew 1,000%. Invest, because when you go out of business, they're going to say, sorry, I wish things could have went better, and let your fucking kids starve. Invest in these companies. Mike, cut that out, the cursing. We're trying to be more family friendly.
I apologize in advance.
Yeah. So
it's that serious though.
It's a 1-2 punch too. Even easy stocks, like, you know, even when during episode 70, when I had mentioned the Franklin Diamond Tech Fund, it was like $60.
Slept on that one.
$60 when I said that. Now it's at $164. So, you know, that's how you really grow wealth. If you really think about it, like something like that, like, you know, that's kind of an easy play. That's similar to QQQ with the stocks. That's inside of. So, you know, it's just a matter of just listening and taking action, but it's also a combination. So this is why on Monday, you know, we talk about stocks. On Tuesday on Earn Your Leisure, we interview business owners. We talk about financial, you know, tactics, things of that nature, because you got to actually have money to invest money. So, you know, you might start a Toro business, you might start Airbnb, you might, you know, you got to learn business. So that was kind of like the whole idea of it, is to not just focus on one thing, focus on a variety of different things. But then once you have enough money, then you have to start investing that money at some point. So very important.
Barron's article, S&P 500 is up 100% since the March 2020 lows. I've never seen more people in my life scoff at 100% return. Everybody a flip master. Yo, what I want to flip. What's the next play? There is no plug without the market. Every business that you're tied to, if Wall Street goes under, your business is done for. Easiest one. Like, I've never seen more people that don't get 100% in their business be like, well, I don't want 100%. Or people be like, Apple's slow. You seen the new MacBook that they're coming out with? Man, I'm telling you. And then when they announced the healthcare thing, the crypto thing, go to apple.com/jobs. Go look at their job board, how many people they're looking to hire in crypto. It's the reason.
Yeah, that MacBook's, I'm glad you said that. The MacBook, I'll just shift for a little bit.
Incredible.
14-inch, 16-inch, the new MacBooks, this is the first ones with their own chips inside of it. And so obviously we spoke about how they're no longer using Intel, and they're going to be having their own processors in it. Plus the price went up a little bit. I think the 16-inch Mac Pro is like $24.99.
Better margins, more to reinvest.
Better margin, plus more profit now because they're using their own chips.
No, but going back to this 10% thing, it's important not to run away from this thing. Like, you got to embrace where you are in life, and it's a blessing that you are where you are in life. But it's important because it serves as motivation and inspiration that is not that far. Like, that's one of the parts what I talked about in TED Talk. A lot of times we hide numbers, and we try to like downplay situations. Like, it's a cultural thing for a variety of different reasons. But a lot
of it is brainwashing, though.
We got to stop doing that because if we don't actually, this is the whole point of why we dress how we dress, how we talk to make it attainable for people and make it's an aspirational thing and be like, if we can do it,
Right.
anybody can do it. Like
Yeah.
you was a teacher a year ago.
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah, that was a piece of advice somebody gave me. They were just like, when you walk into a room, that inspiration is walking in with you. And so if you're a millionaire, you tell those kids that you're a millionaire because they believe that, oh, word, I could be that too. So we never know.
Especially if you give them the blueprint. Can I ask everybody a question? You guys included, everybody in chat. Name me your top 3 favorite Black crime shows that you've seen on television. Power's one of mine. Wire. Name a third.
Oh, you mean
Black
all time?
Crime?
Yeah, crime.
Power, is Power a crime show?
Yes.
I thought like crime was like Law and Order.
Or remember
crime and drug.
New York Undercover. That was my show.
BMF is one.
BMF is fire.
Okay, real quick. Name me the
50 Cent producer.
50.
Name me the top 3 Black millionaire or investing related shows since 1960.
Earn Your Leisure, Market Mondays, Rants and Gems podcast.
Inside the Vault is up there.
So that's 60 years of brainwashing to recruit people to go into the underworld. And for those of you who are there, you have more heart than most people who work in corporate. So once you clean up, it's a lot easier. But look, when I say it's brainwashing, look at scale how they've manipulated that we were only worthy to go into 3 or 4 industries.
Yeah.
We got you guys couldn't name me an investing show.
We got enough
4 Black. Come on.
Enough, shout out to 50, but we have enough drug dealer.
What they said, he's making the Marvel Universe of drug dealers.
Yeah, we told enough drug dealer stories.
Yeah, we got to highlight.
Just saying.
We got
whatever you put into the communities in your children's minds, they then can manifest, whether it is good or bad.
Yeah.
But I take issue with us only seeing crime tales and not tales of. And back to the family thing, we don't get taught how to build a family or how to be in love because that's generational wealth. And especially in the Black community, how many times have we heard the story of Jay and Dane broke up because of this reason, but we don't hear the 14 stories about the companies and people who stay together and who work together. That's by design.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Man.
That is a fact. Before I want to definitely get to questions, but I know you had some gems that you wanted to drop, right?
Yeah. I'll add it into the earnings report so we can do 2 things at once. So it's a kind of a big week. It's the start of a big earnings season. So tomorrow, Netflix, and we spoke about Netflix and all the things that they have coming out, especially their partnership with Walmart. And conveniently, another network has now decided to kind of take something that we put together and put it together, right?
Who's that?
I mean,
CNBC?
Yeah, you know.
Shout out to CNBC.
I like that they watching.
We borrow from each other.
We had that call. I was like, you know what? I'll look to them for a lot of information.
We're competitors.
Yeah. P&G will be reporting.
No. But we're collaborators.
Well, competitors is not a bad thing.
I don't believe in competition.
Competition is good. Competition is good.
My job is to have a monopoly. That's the purpose of our business, is having a monopoly. That's why I always like. I know it seems like ego. When I'm like, who gives better prices? I'm doing that shit for market research. There's some kid right now in South Korea or in Asia that has better prices than me. I need to find them so I can be better. But the purpose of business is to have a monopoly. So elaborate.
P&G will be reporting tomorrow, and I want to give credit, and I forget the young lady's name, but a few weeks ago, she told us about the semiconductor field, ASML. And
I remember that. Yeah.
Like, you know what, we're going to do the research. And I want to tell her that I've done the research, and how passionate I was last week about a firm. I am now as passionate with ASML.
ASML?
Write it down, put it in your notes.
Yeah.
Here's why. And Ian, you brought it up. I talk about TSM all the time. Shai talks about TSM all the time. We talk about SMH as the ETF all the time. TSM, obviously, we said makes 50% of the world's semiconductors. Here's what ASML does. They make the machines that allow TSM to make the chips. So when you think about that, right, who's supplying the supplier? If they don't make the machines they can't perform at a higher level. And I shout out to CNBC. They had a whole 7-minute piece about the production of TSM's new facility in Arizona, the billion-dollar project, multi-billion-dollar project. And what was going inside those factories? ASML machines. They are the only company in the world offering extreme ultraviolet lithography machines. And that's what TSM specializes in, right? That helps them make the smallest and most sophisticated chips. So if they're looking for TSM to have those chips, this is this company that makes the machines for them. Now,
it's $790.
Perfect. I'm glad you said that. So one of the things, Ian, you said, you took it to a different level. You said, look, we can look at the chart. It looks incredible. If you look over the past 2 years, the chart's been incredible. That's a 7. But the future guidance, right? The annual revenue was estimated at, I believe, like 25,000. They've actually upped it to 32. I said 1,000. 25 billion. They've actually upped it recently to 33 billion, right? So that tells you they're forward thinking how the growth of the company is looking. And so we already know that there's a semiconductor shortage, right? We know that. But if they're the company that's making the machines that make the chips, definitely on my list. And I don't remember the young lady's name, but she definitely told us, so I wanted to give her a shout out.
Yeah, give her
Why am I saying all that? They will be reporting on Wednesday. Please circle that. ASML will be reporting on Wednesday, along with a company that you may have heard of, Tesla, will be reporting on Wednesday as well. Thursday, we got Intel, Chipotle, our good friends at Ally will be reporting. Shout out to Ally. Snapchat, the company that I've apologized for on numerous occasions, will be reporting as well. American Airlines and Southwest. And then Friday, a company we spoke about maybe 6 months ago, and we were talking about how China is now going to be allowing American Express. We spoke about it probably in June or July. And if you track what American Express has done since that announcement, you see that there's been a huge gain. I believe when we made that announcement, I think American Express was at $99 or $100, right above that number. What we got with them right now? Let me see. Right now, AMX is, what, you got a number on them?
176.82.
176.82. So,
yeah.
So, I mean, when we talk about prices that we give, when we talk about places that you should be looking at, these are one of those things. That's Friday, Amex, American Express. So that is our earnings report.
And ASML I have going to 1441.76 in 5 years, and then IIPR 224.35 is the entry point.
Say the number again, Ian, because people are looking at it like, man, it's $700 right now.
I mean, if you get to 14 and some change, 1441.76 in 5 years, it'd be great. And if they do a split, even better.
Oof.
So
who supplies the supplier?
For those of you that are new, look in chat. If I've been right about other predictions and I've called price targets for you and they've hit, please put yes in chat.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Janet with the plan.
No, it's Jan with the plan.
Janet, that's why I said
Janet. Janet with the plan.
Hey, Queen, how are you?
What's going on?
Hey, guys.
Good.
Jan, what's up?
How are you?
I'm good. We had orientation today for all the new earners. Shout out to the new earners.
Shout out to all the new earners. What's going on?
EYL University.
Yes, they were amazing. I was so inspired. They're really excited to learn and grow, and they have these ideas. So it was really, really awesome.
I said in my TED talk, I said, my school taught me more than state school. And that's a fact, something I'm very proud of. EYL University was way more.
That's a nice line.
Yes, because I went to state school. So I have a degree, but yeah, EYL University. So when people ask me like, what school did you attend? I say EYL University.
You know, can I give another bar?
I'm gonna put that on my LinkedIn.
I'm gonna give you another bar. After he said that line, he said, my degree didn't free me. The information I learned freed me.
Information and relationships.
Bar.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a rapper now too.
He was on fire yesterday.
You're working on it.
Information.
He is working on it.
I was on his own. But Janet, what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. Can't complain. I mean, I put an offer in at a house. It got accepted. Got an inspection done. The house needs a lot of work now. I'm deciding what I want to do. MG thinks I'm ready for a 203K loan. Fix it up. I don't know if I'm ready yet. So I told my realtor, I'll let her know tomorrow.
You're ready.
Janet, I like these conversations because she's like a living embodiment of everything that we talk about on Earn Your Leisure. So she has an Airbnb Now she's getting a house, 203K loan. I never knew about a 203K loan. Well, I'm lying. Shout out to Sanjay. He's the first person about that. But a lot of people didn't know about 203K loans until MG the mortgage guy started talking about that. So 203K loans, all of that stuff is really, really useful and beneficial. So I like that you are applying the information in real time. Very important.
I want to be on the record for this. Might clip this up. Janet is a quiet killer like me. Give her 18 months, 40 streams of revenue. I'm telling you.
Janet's quiet. I don't want people to know my. You guys got me on Market Mondays now. But yes, I'm executing out here.
Love it. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yes, you are on the biggest show in America. How does it feel? Are you getting recognized in the airport now?
You're making me nervous. No, actually, I went to a funeral like a week ago, and I saw somebody I went to high school with, and she was like, I talk about you once a week. I'm like, why? Like, this is weird. My man watches Market Mondays.
Everybody watches Market Mondays.
I was like, oh my God, wow. So yes, it's interesting, but
phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get some questions if we can.
All right, Jay Gaskin, unmute yourself. We are coming to you.
The quiet ones make all the money.
What's going on?
Hello, how you doing, Jay?
Okay.
Yes, how are you?
Doing well. Appreciate it. First off, what you guys got going on is just amazing, and I appreciate it. It's been life changing. But my question is, have a business with a large amount of cash that's just basically sitting around. So basically, what you guys mentioned earlier. What's the best way to invest it? To index to techs? How do you go about rationing out, that cash? For instance, if you have 100K, for instance, do you put 25% here, put it 25% there? What's your advice on that?
How long have you been in business?
I go real quick, Ian, because that literally was my predicament about a year and a half ago. I rationed it just like this. I said, look, and I haven't said it in a while, but I had a table strategy, right? And I was saying, look, I'm going to create the table for my investment portfolio. And so I had ETFs as the legs of my table. And so if I had 100,000, I put 25 in each investment. So it was 25 for one leg and all equal to 100,000. Anything over that, I was just adding to the table. So the singular positions, like my Apple position, my TSM position, those are just legs on the table. And I was basing it, to hold it up was my ETFs. And so that's how I rationed it. And that's just one strategy. So I guess you guys can tell what you did.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it depends on how conservative you want to be. But yeah, I mean, the 25% thing is an easy way to go about it. So like some real life examples, if you do Apple, Microsoft, if you do QQQ and SPY, then you can do 25% in each one. I think the bigger question is how much money you actually want to allocate to the stocks. So out of that 100,000, you may not want to put the entire 100,000 in, and that's fine too. We talked about you can dollar cost average with a lump sum of money as well. So like if you have $100,000, you could put, $20,000 in at one time and then wait 3 months and then put another $20,000 in and do it over the course of time. That a lot of time people try to time the market, especially with a lump sum, and they don't want to get an all-time high. The stock market is at an all-time high. And oh yeah, I'm glad I said that because Ian, I think you said something on Telegram or something. My cousin had texted me. I didn't get back to him. Shout out to Quadria, my bad. I was running, but he asked me. He was like, "Yeah, Ian's saying the stock market's going to fall." Da da da. So
I said it's going to be a pullback.
Yeah. So, it probably is not a good time to put all of that into the stock market right now because you never want to invest at all-time highs. So you can dollar cost average in. And I don't know if you have invested before, but sometimes when people never invested or they're not, you kind of want to just be a little bit more ease your way in. So that probably is a harder question to figure out for yourself. But I would say the easy route is just 25% and 4 different investments.
Yeah, and then the reason why I created 2 tech 2 index is for safety and growth. So like the indexes are your anchor. So if you get 10 to 15% there, and then on a tech side, you get 30 to 40% should be good. But with me, you want to equally weight them, like everyone was saying, 25%, but you need to have great entry. So just from my personal experience in Stock Club, put yes if your gains have been greater doing it my way than any other. But when you wait for a great entry and then you put the money in, on average, you're going to get a return that's normally 15 to 35% higher. So a lot of people say, okay, every piece of technology that's ever been created has went into making hedge funds, prop funds, firms, and Wall Street run more efficiently to make more money. Then people say, well, you can't time your way into the market. That's not true. Like even if you take Buffett, he will say you should only invest in index funds for a common person because that's what he's going to do for his wife when he passes. But that's not how he built his fortune. So a lot of times people are telling the public things so they don't get sued. But I'm telling you personally what I do. I split them equally across the board, and then I wait for the best price, and then that will allow me to outperform everyone. And as a business owner, not worry about if customers are going to leave, clients are going to leave, if the virtual assistants act up, if employees act up. I'm like, don't matter. I can cut the whole shit off and the business will still run. And that's the kind of safety I want you to have, regardless of what happens. When last year hit, I was calm on the inside, right? And outwardly, I wasn't braggadocious about it, but I was like, deal of a lifetime. Because I knew if I can get into these positions, no matter what happens, and then also it makes people, especially your employees, treat you better if you then pass that knowledge on to them to help them secure their future. So I hope that helps you.
Yeah, it does. Do you have time for one more question?
Fire away.
Thank you. You gave that look. But yeah, so in my personal portfolio, I have a bunch of losers, right?
Gotta cut
what's the
them.
best time? Or just straight up cut them?
What do you have? Cut them. Like a bad employee, cut them. And you have to start over. You have to take your losses.
Thank you.
Yeah. I got a substantial amount of money in my brokerage account right now, sitting on the sidelines, because I just want to be ready. And I feel like stock market is at all it's gonna pull back, so you got to be ready.
Gotta wait for the pullback.
So be ready for the pullback, and when the pullback happens, don't hesitate. You got to shoot.
Yeah, that's the thing too. People wait on the sidelines, and then the opportunity comes. Like, well, I'm waiting for Jerome Powell to call me personally.
No, that's real though, because I remember talking to Jamal that when the Dow hit, what did it hit? 19?
Lower than that.
No. It was at 19, and we was debating if it was going to go lower, and we thought.
I know y'all didn't know me at that time, but
it did go lower.
Yeah, it went lower.
Yeah,
it went to 17, and then people were saying, can it go lower? So it's like sometimes you get greedy, and it's like you wait and you wait and you wait.
You're waiting.
And you wait your way out of it. So yeah, it's important. But yes, Janet, next question, please.
All right. Maria, unmute yourself, please. Or Marie, sorry.
Hi. Thank you for calling me. I'd like to start off by saying thank you for creating EYL. It has changed the quality of my life. And this question is about options. Long-term options. When Ian calls out the entry points, I was wondering if Rashad and Troy, do you use these entry points for your long-term options?
I'm answering for them. Yes, they call me. Yes.
And then do you buy like the options that are far out? Do you buy at the money, in the money, or on the money?
Well, first of all, thank you. I appreciate it. And yes. So the answer to your question is yes for all of those. I'm a little bit more conservative than Troy, so I like to buy closer. He takes more risk when it comes to options. I like to just guarantee my win, and I'm a type of investor where it's like I'll take a guaranteed 150, 200% risk.
Yep, and not stress.
Yeah, I might not get the 1,000% or 900%, but so that's me. But Troy's a little bit. He takes it a little bit further.
I take him a little further out. But like when I'm doing option trading, I always say like, could you hit a single here or could you hit a home run? And so when we go a little bit closer to the money, I'm like halfway. Like Shadi will play really close to the money. I'm a little bit further out. But I mean, again, it's just about the percentages I want to reach. If 100 is what I'm cool with, then that's what I'll make my investment at. If 500 is something I think is possible, then I'll make the investment there. But yes, I call Ian, I call Trap, I call anybody that I feel like I can trust in the space who has a similar vision, similar mindset. I'll call them for I'll call Francis,
Chico.
I'll call Jay Who. Shout out to Lawrence.
Even better question. Have I ever made a call and y'all lost money?
No. Yeah, but so like sometimes it's like I'll have my price point.
He's the greatest.
Yeah, nah, he's really solid at it. So like I'll have my price point.
And I don't charge y'all for it. I'm not like, yo, let me get 60 bands. Like, hey.
I need to get in that group chat. Hold on. I'll talk to you guys after this.
Yeah.
No question. I know Ian has like the futures, but do you guys have like a trading group on Discord or something like that?
Telegram, but the prices I call, they work for everything. Like the futures is the NBA finals. If you were in Stock Club last year, watch this. And my entries helped you with options last year for free. Put options in chat. I'm just like, and with the percentages, know your short target in advance and know your long target in advance. Shout out to you that's been running Holy Trinity. If you were at Invest Fest, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's the same thing. Once again, they always try real estate or stocks, options, or like once you know how to invest in a market, you should be able to buy sugar, snow, palladium, rainfall water in Idaho and know what profit margin you'll have before you take the trade. Yeah. A lot of people guess. So if your short target, if you're trading, should be 100%. Your longer target should be something above that. Pick and stick with those. Never deviate, because the more you have to think, the more losses you have. I'm just telling you from personal experience, humbly, but like I've been free from investing a long time before damn near anybody black was talking about it. Yeah. I'm just trying to help.
In addition to his entry points, Marie, one of the things that I do, and I think we did this on one of our investment calls, is I'll see where the option has the history of it. So I'll see if I'm getting it at a percentage that is lower than when it opened at. And so that's one of the things I like to do. And I did that with Salesforce. And I remember it. I'm like, all right, well, I remember it being 40% lower than when it opened. I'm like, well, let's look at the fundamentals here. Let's do the research on here. And long term, obviously, 9 months later, Salesforce is at an all-time high. But I got it at a 40% low from the call and open. And so that's just one
amazing.
I like to do as well. Yeah, Shotty owe me some money for that. We'll get to that later.
Great question.
Rashad face looks like I owe you money for what? I'll say it.
Yo, he was bashing me. He was he silently bashed me about that Salesforce. Silently bashed me. Like, you serious? I'm down 30%. I'm down 40%. I never get the calls now though.
Yeah, if you can trade, like it's like a player saying, well, I can only play basketball indoors on wood grain courts made from Vermont. You can't hoop. You should be able to hoop indoor, outdoor, clay. Shout out to Lethal Shooter. You should be able to shoot like in Drake's palace that he got in Russia. It does not, like, if you can trade, you can trade. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you should be able to trade Forex, futures, options, every derivative, every commodity, sugar. Shout out to Brain trading soybean futures. Like, man, if you can trade, you can trade everything. I'm gonna call Dirk's album how many units he sells. I already called Meek's album. I'll tell you how many points LeBron will average 2 years from now if he's in the league next week in advance. If you can, it's all numbers. Once you have the math down, that's all you need. And when you go to Giza, make sure you tap in and learn what you need to learn from the pyramids too, because all the lessons that you need about the market and life are there. Well, what do I know? Y'all gonna be mad when I leave next week, boy. He and Trey Rashad and got with Hove and the Queen Elizabeth and acting brand new. Okay.
Africa. We might not come back.
Okay.
All right, Jonathan Reynolds, unmute yourself, please.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes, how are you?
What's going on, man?
I'm doing well. I appreciate y'all. So yeah, I know that the general strategy, like the general master investing strategy for investing in the stock market is 2 tech, 2 index, right? So my question,
right?
So my question is, what is your suggestion for how to invest in crypto? Are you saying to like go with like the top 3, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano, and then just dollar cost average every month? And then the next part of that is then kind of going off of what y'all said about the Bitcoin ETF, just how do y'all feel like that'll actually affect the overall crypto market once that drops?
I got to give credit to Kayla, who came on and talked about Cardano before damn near everyone else did. Her formula for crypto is BAY. So Bitcoin, ADA, Ethereum. You got to go with the big 3. Mm-hmm. Now, if you can get better entries in, which I didn't do it tonight, but next week I'll give you guys an entry for Bitcoin. And as far as the ETF, The ETF with that institutional volume, if it picks up in the first 25 days, is going to send Bitcoin to the moon. Because now my thesis has always been people want, because if you're a business owner, if you get 50% gain in a year, you're upset. So to only get 10 to 12% out of the market, that was for protection and marketing and disclaimers. Now the people have gotten exposed to the gains of last year. And then I keep saying it, they are rolling out all these crypto ETFs to continue to destroy Kathy. I will not move off that post. Now that it's working and people care about their personal gains more than her, people are going to pile in, and the grandmothers and people that were 55 and up that were afraid to invest in Bitcoin now have a safer way to do so, and managers have a safe way to put you in. We should hit 100,000 by probably March or April of next year.
Yeah, I want that strategy.
One thing to add to the crypto, because I've been invested in crypto since 2017. I was invested in Cardano in 2017, Ethereum, Bitcoin. XRP is something I'm still bullish on.
XRP gonna boom.
I got some of that too. Yeah.
Yeah. If you believe, hold for 10 years. That's all I can say.
XRP and Stellar.
Yeah.
Can't forget about Stellar.
Yeah, and I would add to that Binance Coin. I think Binance Coin is one of those. I mean, it's like Coinbase, right? It's Coinbase is the most popular traded platform in the United States, but Binance is probably the biggest in the world.
Yeah.
So if the industry grows and people are buying on that platform, then you should probably be investing in that platform. So I would add that. I know you said the top three. Cardano's actually Cardano's number 4. Binance Coin is number 3. And so you'll see it as the market grows.
Yeah, you see a rotation
because people are investing through that platform. So keep that.
Pretty soon, Cardano gonna be up there though.
Yeah. It's right. It's Beverly Hills.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. The biggest mistake I ever made in any stock is not holding it long enough and getting rid of it. If I can go back and do it all over again, man, I would hold everything from 20 years old on through now. Like I did the calculation on if some of the stocks I would have held from 21 through now, some of them I'll be up 17,000, 18,000%.
Yeah. And
it's a big mistake made.
And those are just 3. Those are just 3.
Yeah.
I know some people are like, well, what about Polkadot? What about Solana? Yes. If somebody's getting into the space, those we would start with.
Those are like the safest.
Yeah, start with those.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I spoke about Avalanche 5 months ago. That's another one.
Yeah.
I'm
and the reason why I always anchor everyone towards safety, and if you guys think that 40% gain is safe with Apple and Microsoft, so be it. But what happens? I'm gonna speak to those of us that are Black. You can be in something really speculative, and the first time that you lose a considerable amount of money because you don't have experience, it breaks your spirit, and everybody in your family is going to say, I told you not to invest in that dumb stuff that Ian Troy Rashad was talking about. This is what happens. So you put $5,000 in, you're down 2,500. You went and copped some J's. Now you're short on rent money. The dude don't even got a suit on. Why are you listening to him? And your entire social circle will tell you, hey, it's wrong, because they don't know. So and I always told everyone, when you guys are asking, like, what can I do to get my family to believe in investing? I'm like, show them the gains. None of my friends at first believed in entrepreneurship, with the exception of maybe 5 or 6 people, right? Then when things worked, another 50 came along. And then the last 4 or 5 years, another 500 came along. You have to believe in yourself first and blaze that path and actually get results. And once you get the results, they will follow you. People don't want to follow a losing proposition. So that's the reason why I keep saying, go with the big 3, go with the top 2 in any space. And you may say, hey, I want more growth. I get all of my big growth out of the futures market. So those, when you guys are like, I got 3,000% in a year, I'm like, great. Dream Team has gotten that in a month. I hear you. Shout out to the Dream Team. But go safety first, and then you can bring in thousands of people along with you to follow you.
Yeah, true.
Next question. You guys good?
Yeah, we good.
No, let's do another one.
I forgot his name. I just wanted to say, great question.
Anita Turner, unmute yourself, please.
How are you, Queen?
I am good, thank you. I am a senior, but I listened to your show and I finally joined. So I'm really appreciating what you guys are doing.
I appreciate you. How can I help you?
I have Stock and Cognizant. I worked for them for 5 years. You said you didn't like them, Ian. However, I have 423 shares of
At
that
what
stock.
price?
I got employee price, $58 a share. I think it was 50 something.
I mean, that's pretty damn good.
So my question is, should I take what I have of those 123 shares? I think it's like 36,000 or something, and move it over to Apple or Microsoft?
Not
I'm
at
in
this price.
E-Trade. Oh, okay. So
No.
okay. So I only have, just so you know, well, I do have, but I'm almost retired. Next year, I'll be retiring.
Congrats.
And I know, thank you. So my financial independence is good. I will get, like the other gentleman, I will get a lump sum from one of my companies of a little over 100,000 next year. So I need to know what to do with that as well. I do want to be able to live on that plus some, my property and stuff. So I'm okay, but I want to know where to put that money to, considering my age.
I love your energy and your spirit, so thank you for that. I wouldn't move those shares. Going into your last year, you want things to be as peaceful as possible. There are gains that you could get, but you have to wait for Apple to pull back. Everything that I tell any of my family who's about to retire or they are retired, I'm like, I would do VGT, which is a tech-based index for ETF, and then just do another index on top of it like VOO. There will be some overlap, but you'll never worry about if your money is going to crash to the ground and all your hard work will go to the wayside. So
okay, VGT and VO.
VOO, yes.
VOO. Those are two I can get on Fidelity because that's my brokerage.
Fidelity, I'll give you the equivalents. I'll send them to Janet, and then maybe Janet can send them to you. I'll get those to you tomorrow. But one is tech driven, and one is just the broad S&P 500 market, and you'll be fine. And you can coast. And if you ever want to change, and let's say Apple comes down to a price or Tesla comes to a price that you want, great. But you don't want to play in your retirement years because you worked this hard to become free. You don't want to. I've actually seen, and I saw it happen in 2020. I've seen people throw away 35 years worth of work over 4 or 5 bad decisions in 1 year. You do not want to do that. I want you to coast, but no, keep the shares that you have currently. And congrats on it.
Also saying VOO is on Fidelity.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And Anita, I would just like to. There's a lot of mature earners that are in the chat right now saying welcome, and they can't wait to see you at the next mature.
Yeah, we have a mature.
Yeah, I'm actually in my 60s, and there were people in the 50s, and it's good. And I'm going to do like Janet and what do you call it? Airbnb my duplex also. So I have a plan. So I'm hoping, Rashard, when I get with your financial planning and your dad and your sister, because I have some specifics. I talked to Janet today. I have coins. So there's a lot of stuff that I need to do that I've been holding on to. And I just need some direction. And I'm glad to see people that look like me that I can finally trust with my money, because I've been holding it. I didn't want the other fellas that don't look like me taking my money and telling me what to do. So.
Oh, can we put some claps and some fire in the chat for that? I love it.
Yeah, and you can hear in our voice the discipline that she's had because of the joyfulness and the sacrifice that she's made. So I appreciate you so much. And yeah, if we can do anything to help you, I'm more than happy to help.
I appreciate it. And that's what we've created with EYL University. It's a real community where people learn not just about investing, but they learn about financial planning, budgeting, real estate, all of that from experts. But more importantly, they learn from each other. We have 20 Infinity groups, so the earners, mature earners, people over 50 years old, it's an extremely important group because a lot of times people are intimidated if they're a certain age and they're just starting out. So we want to make sure that no one is left behind. Everybody is comfortable. So that group is a very, very important group to EYL University. And we're gonna be doing some dope stuff at EYL University, some in-person events. Yeah, we got a lot planned. So shout out to all of the earners, EYL University. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, shout out to the leaders of all our groups.
Yes.
Y'all are so important, super important. We got something special for you.
Yeah.
Shout out to y'all.
Can I go through the schedule for this week?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So tomorrow at 6:30, we have the Real Estate Club having their fireside chat. Wednesday, we have Sabine Franco speaking on estate planning at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thursday, we have a listening party for The Whiteness of Wealth by Dorothy Brown. That's from 12 to 2 p.m. A little early, but we have a very busy week, so we had to fit it in somewhere. 8 p.m. on Thursday, we have the EYL Business Club presents Woman Entrepreneur Pitch Party, which is going to be amazing. So we're highlighting all of the women, and they get like 5 minutes to talk about their business. That's going to be really great. Friday, the Health and Wellness Club is meeting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturday, we have Financial Planning with Rashad. And then Sunday, the UK-based earners are meeting at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. their time, and they'll be talking about generational legacy, building post-Brexit. That's with Jatali. So I'm really excited for that.
Doing that, right? Yeah.
Yes. And then 2 p.m. we have our book club discussion of the whiteness of wealth, and Miss Business is joining us because the book is about the tax system. So I'm really excited to see how she felt about the book. It's been a really good one this month. So that's what we have this week.
Daily activities.
Yeah. Can I run through announcements real quick before people hop off? No stock club call tonight. At 9 p.m. we will resume next week. You guys check Telegram tomorrow. I will include a couple new prices. I appreciate you guys. I love you all very much.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is another week of Market Mondays.
Yeah.
A lot of information. Make sure you watch the playback. Spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe to Market Mondays on all podcast outlets. Even if you don't listen on the podcast, it's free. It doesn't hurt. So subscribe to it on all podcast outlets, but specifically Apple. It's very important. Subscribe to Apple Podcasts on Mondays. Leave a 5-star rating and leave a review. And if you can share it in your story on Instagram, that would be great.
We're gonna post them. We just start posting them. If y'all share it, tag us. We're gonna put it up. Let's post it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bermuda, where Market Mondays is the #1 show in the country.
We'll be there soon.
We appreciate y'all. And shout out to our good family at Ally. This episode of Market Mondays is brought to you by Ally Financial. Ally is an option. If you're looking to bank or invest, make sure that y'all check out Ally's live stream on YouTube November 3rd to hear from industry experts and leading strategists that will be dropping gems for you. Don't miss out on creating your own financial legacy. Make sure you reserve your spot at ally.com/digital conference. That's ALLY.com/digital conference. Shout out to the good folks at Ally.
And we do have the link to Stock Club in the description of YouTube. It's always in the description of YouTube. So yes, the link to the Stock Club is in the description of this video. If you
Red Panda Stock Club family, please put in chat profit if I've made you money by being a stock club.
And shout out to ODB, rest in peace.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite albums. I got whooped after church over that album. My grandma, God rest her soul.
You see what's behind me? This is real Bronx right here. This is real Bronx. This is the first song I ever learned, like word for word, was "The Bridge Is Over." So shout out to KRS and Big Kane for putting on that versus battle last night. I didn't have a Kane album, but that's one of my favorite Brooklyn albums outside anything Jay-Z. Yeah. So and shout out to Wu-Tang. I love the show.
Shout out to Wu-Tang.
It's an incredible show.
Shout out to shout out to Wu-Tang, Hulu. Dope situation that they got with Hulu.
Yeah.
And shout out to Swiss Beats and Timberland for keep raising.
Timbo, reply to my message, please. I'm gonna cut you.
They bought Buckshot, man. I saw a little piece of it. It was incredible. They bought the Drew School came out. They bought Buckshot Shorty up. I gotta go back and watch the whole thing, but it looked like it was an incredible situation.
Shout out to Swiss Beats, man.
Bronx.
It's only a matter of time.
Bronx.
Shout out to our EYL alumni family, Fat Joe, for having
shout out to Joe Craig.
The mural in the South Bronx. They did that for Spanish Heritage, Latino Heritage Month. So shout out to Joe.
Yeah.
Joe is a class act. We interviewed him in Miami. And I think the interview was at like 5 o'clock. You know, I'm thinking he's a rapper, so that means 6:37. He comes at 4:50.
Joe about his business.
Yeah,
by himself.
4:59 by himself with hundreds of thousands of dollars of jewelry on
and clothing.
We chopped it up for like 3 hours afterwards. He was telling me about his show and the guests that he was having on, and he's a real stand-up, solid guy.
Joe's one of the best storytellers too. That's one of the things I picked up. Like
incredible
by far.
You guys can learn from everyone.
By far. So shout out to Joey Crack.
Yeah. And shout out to my man Kenny. Just sent this. October is National Depression and Mental Health Screening Month and ADHD Awareness Month. And so October is filled with focus on mental health education and depression awareness. So please, we always encourage people to make sure that you reach out to somebody. One phone call, one text message, one voice note could change the trajectory of somebody's day and life. Yeah. Please make sure y'all tap in with your people, man. It's very important.
Oh yeah, and shout out, speaking of Kenny, shout out to my brother Kenny Burns. I'm on his show today. I'm on his show every Monday, V103 in Atlanta.
Kenny, a legend, man.
He was down for a little bit. He had COVID, but he's back on his feet, and I'm glad that he's back on his feet, back doing the show. So shout out to Kenny Burns and shout out to
I don't think Kenny could never get enough credit, man. He one of those people that's given to the culture and has not gotten his just due, like especially what he's done for music, the Atlanta culture, like
lifestyle,
time and Rockefeller, yeah, like
lifestyle specialist.
Yeah, shout out to Kenny.
He's different, man.
Oh, also we got the black and pink hoodies, breast cancer awareness.
Yep.
How many months is it? Is it Latino month? Is it mental health month? Like breast cancer month?
Latino was last month.
Okay, it's a lot of months.
Breast cancer awareness month.
But breast cancer awareness. Yes.
My man said, "How many months is it?"
Yeah. Don't confuse the audience.
It's a lot of because you
swallow them.
It's a lot of.
You know somebody gonna chop that up. How you an advisor? You don't know how many months it is. Come on, man.
Well, we using the ancient Egypt calendar.
Yeah, next month is
true. No, you got to use that turtle calendar.
That's a fact. But yeah, breast cancer awareness. Salute to all the survivors of breast cancer. Salute to everybody that's fighting through breast cancer. So we definitely had to drop the black and pink joints.
Yeah, and the link is on our website for the purchase of this. We obviously donate
portion of the proceeds.
We're donating portion. I was about to say that, bro. Okay. We're donating a portion of the proceeds to breast cancer awareness. So if you'd like to support, please go support.
Yes.
What was it? Oh, Stock Club members, send your results in Telegram. I will be sending out $500 via Cash App to the person that's gotten the highest gains this year and last year. So I want to incentivize you guys more to continue to invest. When y'all dropping y'all sports argument clips, like the moment they just had right now, if they talk about anything sports related, my God. Straight arguing.
We should put our
sports debate show. We
gotta put up Michigan.
I feel bad for whoever's gonna mix the audio for that. Nothing but screaming.
Shout out to Joy Taylor. Shout out to Joy Taylor. We need Joy involved in that. EYL alumni, that's family. So
shout out to everybody that's ever listened to one of our sports debates and couldn't get involved. We wouldn't stop.
Joy Taylor, when we interviewed her, I asked her who was the better ball handler, Allen Iverson or Kyrie Irving. She said Allen Iverson. That was crazy that she said that. I'm surprised and shocked that she had that take.
Maybe there's an affinity for
I don't care what affinity it is. AI is a GOAT, but Kyrie Irving got a yo-yo. Shout out to Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie probably has some of the best handles of all time.
Not probably.
And I love AI.
The best. Language is important.
The best. But yeah, shout out to Kyrie. Hold your head, stay strong. Going through a lot right now. I know my brother 19 Keys was with him the other day. Yeah. So shout out to Kyrie Irving, man.
I commend him for taking the stands. Like a lot of people say what they will do, but when that kind of money is involved, you have to give him credit. Now, why try to discredit his legacy for the next 15 years? But I commend him for taking a stance on what he believes in.
Yeah.
That's why I tell you guys, even at different tiers, there's still things that you have to fight over to continue to be free. True freedom, like real autonomy, is an illusion. Even going back to the conversation with Troy and I earlier, right? Not saying certain things. When you get the real back, you then have to pay the PR to convince people that you have no money or fake your death so you can then go be in private. You're never truly free.
Right.
So you think I'm gonna hit $1 million and it is layers inside of the game. Oh, baby.
Machiavelli the Don.
I wish.
Damn, that boy ain't touched the pyramids and Machiavelli in the same episode.
When I get to them pyramids, boy, you thought I was glowing in Chichen Itza, boy.
So are you? I'm gonna put you on the spot. Are you coming to Africa?
I'm trying.
Nah.
I'm trying. I got listen. I got responsibility. Listen,
I'm texting the consulate right now. Like,
hold on. This is a real conversation. I want to take Xander, but if I can't take my baby, I'm not going. That's not the like. And for those of you who be watching online, right? Even the one to be mixy and all that, that's cool. But if I have to miss 100 trips to be there for my kid, dog, I'm good already. Do I want to be there? Will a crystal ball glow brighter?
The earners are crazy.
Mondays from
when I tell you to focus on your family and your child first, I live that. A lot of y'all entrepreneurs that y'all look up to, y'all think they're dope, but they have all this time to work on their business because they don't take care of their kids. Every time you see Xander, hair extra curly, face clear, shining. Not everybody else online though. We can have that debate. So, but I'm trying. If I get a couple of G4 clearances, I'll be there. But if not,
there's a difference between being there and being present.
Yes.
Valuable lesson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Different.
But
Nigeria for sure.
So you're going.
So you're going to Nigeria, but
I just don't know if I'll be in Egypt.
Oh, okay.
So you're definitely going to Nigeria.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna scorch the earth if I'm not in Nigeria.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you after this because it's
ain't no call. Just send me the link and I'm booking.
No.
Oh, okay.
Certain protocol we gotta follow.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, you know, Nigeria's a little different.
Somebody said Nigeria August 28th. No, October 28th.
All right, Ian will be in Nigeria. That is
I'll be there for that.
Berg.
I can't bring my grenade launcher and all that.
Somebody get Berg on the line.
Make a flyer.
Real quick.
Somebody
real quick. So
all right.
Before we wrap up, who y'all want to see on this Red Panda soundtrack real quick? Because I'm trying to put some pressure. Little baby, let me get my verse back. I should have called y'all back when y'all was at Ross's crib. Rose.
Oh, that's you. You want that? That's the bro. Ross the bro.
Little baby, Ozuna, what we doing? Come on, man. Y'all in the music industry move so slow, and I see why a lot of y'all. Anyway,
if you want the Ross verse, that's just let us know.
We know some people.
That's the
man. Let's do it.
Ross.
Let's do it. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. I'm telling you, soundtrack gonna get nominated for a Grammy.
If you want a Ross verse, Jim Jones, Corday, who else can we?
Fat Joe.
Joe.
I already talked. Joe already going intro and outro. Shout out Cool and Dre.
You should have the Royce verse already.
Oh yeah, Royce, that's your guy. So
and what we doing?
If you need somebody to ghost write,
you already got Styles.
We got Styles, yeah. We can have Facts do some ghost writing too.
Fabulous. You're interested in Fabulous?
Come on.
I can sing the hook for you too.
Let's do it. Big earner for you. Be out of here. You think I'm playing? 18 months. Janet gonna be like,
she gonna play the
Inc. 500 by herself. No employees.
Can't forget about Killer Mike, EYL alumni.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you know I love Killer Mike.
Shout out to Killer Mike, EYL.
Yeah, we can't. Don't do. I was about to do it too. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Gotta keep some things a surprise.
Hey, we're back outside again, y'all.
That's funny.
Yeah, this life of ours.
Y'all not tired, man?
That's what I said to them today. I'm like, how are you guys not tired?
I need some vitamin packs, man. Please send me over vitamins
to the PO box.
We travel at least 20 days a month at this point, so it is important for our immune systems to be up to par. It is important for our bodies to be functioning at a very high level. So, I need a vitamin pack.
But now I can ask you where the PO box.
I will drop it. Yes, PO box.
Yeah, let's go. I love y'all. No Stock Club call tonight. I'm gonna rest.
Yeah, what?
I appreciate y'all. And
I'm in
Africa.
Shout out to the young boys. The vending machines in our high school are off to an amazing start.
EYL vending. Follow EYL_vending.
Yeah.
How old are they?
Abdullah is 24 and Darmody is 17. He's 7. He just graduated high school and now he's an owner.
Oh my God, he gonna be Abdullah gonna be up. I told him he gonna have millions, but the 17-year-old man, he gonna be.
Those are our lieutenants.
He may hit a 10-piece by time he's 25.
EYL lieutenants out there. They doing their thing, man. Shout out to them.
I told them 5:30 is the boss hour, so they up there filling the machines before the kids get to school. It's just trippy because he was going to the school last year and now he has his business inside of it. So
amazing.
It's incredible. It really is. So shout out to them.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
It's been real.
It's been real. Been another epic episode of Market Mondays. Stay tuned. It only gets more monumental from here.
Can we talk about the sea bass you had last week? How you doing?
Shout out to Seabass, shout out to Danielle.
That food up to be fire though.
E40 also.
Oh, hello.
EYL.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
E40
good?
dope.
All right, guys. Been
All right,
real.
y'all.
Love y'all.
Good night.
Go call your family. Over and out.
Yep, early.
Peace.
We're gonna be watching this market tomorrow morning, yo.